Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as per usual, and we're going to be doing another weekday update for the market and diving right into it. Basically, the market's had another down day today. A nice recovery from, the gap down that we got. More panic selling setting in. I still believe that we could reach this target of around 460 to 453 on the S&P. And so far, when we reached our previous target on the larger pattern, it turned out to be a very nice buy area and a strong reversal point. And I mean, who knew it would turn out into a 20% rally? But that's exactly what happened. And I mean, I thought the probabilities of that happening were very slim, but apparently they were much bigger than I thought. But let's get on to it. And right now on the 4 hour, we ended the day with a nice little green candle on the 4, and on the daily ended the green. But still down from the previous close. So down about 50 basis points on the SPY and the triple Qs. The IWM was down 71 basis points. It almost tagged a very strong area of support right around 186 and almost tagging this downsloping trend line as well. We could have seen some front running here. Maybe we will never tag it, and it's just going to be moon up straight from here. But I mean, I wouldn't bet the farm on it, right? Because when we get over here and we take a look at market cipher on the daily time frame, we have a daily confirmation of a red dot here. When we look at the futures is showing that we should get a continuation towards the downside. The reason the market sold off today is that we actually had the Fed members come in and give a bit of a reality check regarding the rate cuts. Everyone's really like in a dream mode right now, a little bit delusional about the rates going to zero and stuff like that. Like, that's basically the talk of the town right now. Like, everyone's so excited that rates are going back to zero. But look at the economic numbers, like yesterday's numbers too, right? That's probably why the markets had a bit of a gap down yesterday as well. Is like we had the Empire State Manufacturing Index. The forecast was to be -5 from the previous report, a -14. So it was supposed to improve. And we actually got a -43.7. So complete miss, right? Those things are getting worse than ever. We're like in recession, depression numbers now regarding the economic data. And the market is completely detached, right? So that's probably why we're starting to get the tables are starting to turn a little bit, and the shorts are getting rewarded now. But for the time being, things can still be bullish, right? And I'm not gonna discount the fact that we do have a bit of a red dot now on the SPY. But yeah, I mean, this scenario right here is still the favorable one. Is like a pullback into a higher pump. And this could be followed by another catalyst of a great news in the market or something like that, right? The same reaction that we got here during the selling, and then boom, you flip the good news and markets cover only good news, and this is what happens, right? You get a tremendous rally. Let's take a look at the SPY here. And actually, interestingly enough, I think on the SPY, we got some buying. Was it on the SPY or the IWM? Or the triple Qs? Or maybe I'm looking at something else. But I think I was looking at one chart today, and we saw a little bit of buying. But overall, a nice little reversal. Nothing on the daily, nothing on the weekly, and nothing on the monthly for the SPY. Looking at the smaller time frames, like the 4 hour, nothing there. The 1 hour, you have a bit of a green cross off the pivot low here. But I wouldn't be looking for any longs until, again, we reach my buy area. We'll head over to some individual names. And right now we'll start off with ROKU, because ROKU actually had a pretty nice down day today with a strong reversal, right? So maybe the wave 3 is finished, but I would not like this to be the end of the wave 3. I would like to see more follow through towards the downside, but we are getting a nice little bounce here. So okay, maybe the wave 3 could be in. It was a nice little fall too, right? From the peak to the trough, it was like a 13% drop. So now if you're in a wave 4, then technically you shouldn't exceed the wave 1, but well, that's what invalidate Elliott wave once the wave 4 passes the wave 1. But These are on the smaller time frame, so maybe you have a little bit of leeway, but I wouldn't like the setup if that was the case. So that's why I still prefer the wave 3 to extend lower. But looking at the stochastics, on the 4 hour, everything looks pretty much reset at this point. So you can get a pump from here, and who knows, maybe you could actually be finished this move and a C leg could already be done, and you could be getting ready for a huge reversal towards the upside, which means this was your larger cycle low and you're going to get a wave 3 up. But wait for confirmation. If you get a break back above 93, that's your confirmation that the move towards the upside has probably started, and we may not see lower levels in the market, right? And you can take a look at the RSI on the daily, and a break above this and a confirmation will confirm the move as well. Okay, so let's head over to SBUX, the good old coffee. And right now, SBUX gapping down today, unfortunately, and now is under my buy area. So again, in terms of me entering a trade, I no longer would like this trade. But for those of you who are still willing to hold it, we could take a look at more indicators like market cipher. And we'll take a look at wave edge as well. Wave edge is showing us on the daily that we got a green cross a couple of days ago, but it seems to be fading the low here. So again, we could see that big money is really going in heavy now. These last couple trading days, they are accumulating a significant amount of SBUX. So this is looking really good. Again, there's no guarantees though, but I mean, look what happens. Sometimes you get the selling and then you extend further. So sometimes you get the selling and it's a pinpoint top, right? But in terms of market cipher, we can take a look at the daily time frame. There's actually no sign of a bottom just yet on the daily. Maybe if we're looking for a daily low, and you can see these yellow crosses here, they are manipulating the SBUX price. They are pushing it lower than it should go, which tends to lead to very big reversals. Very big reversals as well. Right, so you can see this manipulation, yellow crosses, where they push the price lower than it should go, and look at the rally that follows suit, right? You get everyone panic selling and shorting the low, and then you get a very big bounce back up. So you're getting a lot of that right now. So that's usually what you want to see near the lows. All right, and we'll take a look. Yeah, we already covered the wave edge. See all that significant buying. Let's take a look at other individual names. We'll take a look here at Apple. Let me cover Apple here. I think Apple had a bit of a down day today as well. So Apple looks like it's still extending the B wave, and technically we are still valid in terms of a B wave, as we have not taken out the A wave low here, I believe, right? Am I right? Yes, we're missed it by 20 cents, but still a valid B wave. And that's the case, then we should extend higher into the 191 area. Okay, let's take a look at Nvidia. Nvidia got a bit of a down day today, not really significant by any amount, but maybe the wave 3 could be in here, and we could be looking for a wave 4 pullback and into a wave 5 final rally. Okay, but we'll wait to see if we get that pullback in Nvidia. It could still extend higher, believe it or not. And let's take a look here at one more name. I think there was another name. What is this one? Activision? No, I don't want to take a look at Activision. I actually wanted to follow up on Unity Software. And we actually gave my buy area yesterday, and we actually almost tagged it today. We actually almost faded the low here with a nice little wick, but it can still extend lower. The daily stochastic has been reset here. The 4 hour can still go a little bit lower. Same thing for the daily on the regular RSI. The 1 hour looks to be finished, but maybe you never know. You know, these wave 2s and C legs can extend further than you think. Take a look at GME very quickly. I believe GME has just passed my buy area. This was the buy area right here. Let me just pull it up here for you guys. So from the 100 all the way down to the 1.618, and now it's like fading the low at the moment. It's trying to hold it, barely holding it. I wouldn't even say that it's holding it. It's probably pretty much invalidated it at this point. But if you're still holding your trade, then if you're grazing the edge here, you're back in the buy area, but you're you've hit multiple stops. All right, let's move on. I actually want to talk about natural gas here. So nat gas got a nice little update today. It was up 1% despite the markets selling off, managing to hold this 100-day moving average as support. I believe it's a 100-day. Yeah, that's the 100-day. And if we actually head over to Market Cipher and Wave Edge, we'll take a look at nat gas. What am I doing? I'll just scroll up to here, and I'll just get on the nat gas chart. There we go. And just scroll up and head over to natural gas. And then one more time, natural gas. All right, so there we go. So right now, natural gas getting a little bit of upside. It is, in my opinion, starting the wave 3 possibly. And we don't, or maybe it's still the wave 1 of a wave 3, or sorry, the wave 2 of a wave 3. But still, you should be in this larger pattern, and it's showing a C leg. But I think that the bigger move should be a move back up with this weekly confirmation, especially. But where's my chart? Where's my natural gas chart? Let me see if I can find it for you guys. There we go. So this is it right here. Essentially, so we are supposedly done this wave 1, 2, and now we're in the wave 3, and we are in the inside the smaller waves, right? So 1, 2, and then you should come out of this in a 3, and then you did an ABC correction just now, and it is holding so far so good, right? We got out of the buy area, but we got a little bit rejected, so we need to get out of it. Once we can get out of it, and the move starts impulsively, that's your sign that the low's in. Looking at wave edge, nothing on the daily time frame except for some selling here. And then we got the 4-hour green cross, and the 1-hour time frame we saw significant buying at the lows. Boom, 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 and then they just pumped it back up. So you can see big money's buying into natural gas, and they have been on the larger time frames, especially the weekly, for a very long period of time since last year. Looking at nat gas on the weekly time frame, we just look at it, weekly confirmation, monthly confirmation as well, but we got 13 days to go. And the daily time frame, so it's showing us that the Elliott wave indicator is showing us that we should go lower, but you could always adjust the Elliott wave indicator to show potential, I believe, inverted patterns. So there you go. So it's showing a potential extension in the C leg, or it could be an entire new cycle, right? So it's really up. This is when Elliott wave can be subjective, and you could do different patterns here and there. But the ones that work the best are usually the ones that are more clear cut and the ones that are not forced. Let's take a look at oil. So oil actually had a pretty nice down day today, but reversed back up. So we actually went down to $70 a barrel. We continue to extend this wave too, in my opinion. It looks like we're just doing like a bit of a longer term wave 2, and eventually I do believe we will break. If we do not break, right, let's say this does not break down, because there's no guarantees, but there's significant higher probabilities, but there's no guarantee. If let's say this breaks towards the downside, it doesn't break towards the downside and the 5th wave is in, that means natural gas could be giving us hints that a larger commodity cycle could be at play here. And we're going to see a lot more inflation come back, which is a very big problem. And that's not good. And maybe we don't get that recession just yet, and oil does not get down to these levels. But again, I will be a buyer, a very big buyer of oil, if we could get down to these levels here. All right, that's about it. Don't really have much to add. We could cover the dollar very quickly. So the dollar, again, pumping up here. It should extend higher as the panic selling ensues and continues, and we'll just be buying up those shares from people who are panicking. And once we do get to these levels, then we want to be looking for some buying opportunities to enter the market. Okay, and that should line up nicely with the SPY coming down lower. But buy the dippers, the PPT plunge protection team seems to be doing their job so far. Okay. Anyways, hopefully these videos help you guys. I see a lot of people coming in from Twitter and all the social media links that I'm sharing. Welcome, and thank you for supporting the channel. We're almost at 300 subs. Thank you. Peace.